Afghanistan. Starting off, the first thing I want to discuss about the endless war and conflicts around the Middle East today. Let's begin with the war in the Middle East has been started from 2003 and ongoing for more than 15 years now since from the 911. More than 50,000 troops, 10,000 civilians, including journalists, had been killed during the war in Afghanistan since from 2003. Back to the original point, when 911 occurred, everyone expected the war going to end within 2 to 3 years in a short period. US troops dismantled the major insurgent groups strategized throughout the Kabul during first phase attack and overtook the capital city Kabul within 6 months. It seems like everything will pan out. When it comes to reality, it was not. It brings to my mind the war on the Middle East will be done just a couple of months or a year when I was young, when President Bush declared a war on terrorism. This makes people wonder what is Kurdish means first. Kurdish are not Iraqis, called Kurds are an ethnic group in the Middle East, most inhabiting a contiguous area adjacent east part of eastern and southeastern Turkey. They do not regard part of Arabic themselves, following their own culture and rules for a long time. Their plan after fall of ISIS is pretty much concrete and well explained, according to their temporary state government, where said, "Our ultimate goal is to set up our own nation called Kurdistan." In a nutshell, the evidence is clear. The current situation is getting worse, and I have come to the conclusion that the current situation will be getting more complicated. Another war is impending after this crisis. What your nation is now, another endless war is coming to the Middle East, according to the experts. Guess what's going to happen afterwards? My prediction of unprepared outcome of fall of ISIS have possibility to lead into new turmoil of Arabic nations. I am completely in favor of initiating raids against ISIS. On the other hand, I'd like to predict the future of current situation can bring more complicated problems and set up new war among the Arabic nations. In a nutshell, conflicts were going to be quagmire, falling into a deep loophole where you could never get out down the road. According to the Professor Andrew Boschbich from the Boston University said, all the consequences of upbringing of ISIS and Syrian conflicts started to cause by Washington and Western's intervention for taking their own national interest. President Donald Trump said he would bomb the shit out of ISIS as soon as possible during the campaign rally. It raises me a question about his policy when I heard his speech. And this means his plan is focused on military intervention against ISIS only. This is why I was pretty much hard to sort on his idea and policy. Because it's not a matter of ISIS. The matter of this conflict is between the Arabic nations. Retired Army general who operated major operations in Iraq and Afghanistan for more than 10 years since from the beginning said Trump's plan is unattainable and far-fetched idea when it comes to reality to solve the problem. The major problem breakout of conflicts was every nation trying to take their own interests rather than focus on fighting against ISIS regime. This is not a matter of oil or natural resources. Even more complicated for explaining everything as each Arabic nations have their own set of plan. Looking back to my previous experience in Middle East, as I was granted the opportunity to meet several generals and US government officials, WFP Arabic people, his statement is pretty much compelling. His name was Mark Hoffling, the former commander-in-chief of ISAF. The VIP general, someone I met him by the chance in the airport after he retired eventually. Well, he said, I just like Afghanistan, so that's why I came here for a trip. Believe it or not, there's no one predict the future of situation after ISIS. By the way, regarding his speech of current affairs of Middle East is pretty much unpredictable and lots of concern remains of US foreign policy. The interesting thing is Donald Trump's plan, which is absolutely indifferent to the GOP's and Democrats' establishment plan. There's no one can predict how we're going to get rid of whole ISIS insurgents. I also have no idea how it's going to deal with this complexity of current situation. There are more things that I'd like to tell you, but as times are limited, it's time to say goodbye. Now, I appreciate your time and watch my video. Thank you very much.